A lonely high schooler who is in love with a 2D girl and doesn't give a damn about real ones meets a hot girl who is addicted to doing sexy cosplays, and now he's going to witness the real power of 3D girls. Hello everyone, I'm the Quiet F, and this is my recap of 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. So, without further ado, let's recap. Cosplay is the ultimate form of self-transformation, the ultimate manifestation of undying passion, a form of art where the body is a canvas to express the artist's devotion, which hundreds of thousands admire and pursue. This is a story about young women who cosplay and the love and passion they share, the narrator says, as the girl asks her senpai to make her look cute on the photos he's taking. At school, Masamune is alone in the manga club, playing a visual novel game and watching Lilio die for the 100th time. But the scene always hits him hard. He's a second year in high school, and he knows he will never be interested in 3D girls. His mom abandoned him for some guy when he was 8 years old, and when he asked out the girl he liked in grade school, he got bullied for being a creep. All the girls in his class call him a creepy otaku, but he couldn't care less. There is an angel waiting for him, only one dimension away, his waifu, Lilio, a sweet and pure girl who only has eyes for the protagonist. She's so in love with him that, when she dies, she comes back to him as an angel, so she's perfect. The other guys in the club thought the same, but they all graduated last year, so he's the only member left. But that's okay, because 3D girls won't bother him in there. Meanwhile, Ririsa is walking through school with a big suitcase until she finds the manga club room. She knocks on the door and opens it, and Masamune is surprised by seeing a 3D girl there. She introduces herself as Ririsa Amano, a first year who really loves manga. Masamune thinks she might just like shoujo anime, but that club is for other kinds of manga, and the girl would never understand that, so he has to find a way to make her leave. She gets interested in the action figures on the shelf, and Masamune thinks this is how she's gonna wanna leave, because those are not traditional figures. They are special ones who strip when you touch them. But instead of getting creeped out, Ririsa starts analyzing the figure, and she knows exactly where it is from. The face and the costume look cute, but she doesn't understand why they gave her boring white panties. If it were for her, Lilia would look better in black lace, because it would have made her look so much sexier. Masamune agrees with her, but he still wants to make her leave, and she apologizes for being so weird right after they met. Masamune tells her that he never thought girls would be into this stuff, but Ririsa says she's always been into cute and sexy characters. She thinks she's weird, but he wants to say that they have something in common, but he's still not sure he wants her there. So he says she seems to know a lot about Lilio. She says no one loves Lilio more than her, and Masamune gets a bit angry at her. Lilio is every man's fantasy rolled into one perfect package. So what would a girl know about that? Ririsa dares him to test her. She has always liked heroines designed for a male audience, because although they're fictional, all the things boys like about them are real. Lilio is cute, sexy, and is always turning heads. Even though she's a bit awkward, she wears her heart on her sleeve, and everyone loves her, and that's why Ririsa fell in love with her. And, above all that, she wants to be Lilio. Masamune never thought he'd meet someone who loved Lilio as much as him, but she's still a 3D girl. Then, Ririsa sees he was watching the old movie, and she gets pretty excited. They start geeking it out to the script, the effects, the fighting scenes, and of course, Lilio. Masamune thinks Ririsa is the perfect companion for gushing over Lilio. But why did she have to be a girl? Ririsa asks him if he can help her with something. She has a weird hobby she's never told anyone about, and she's worried it might creep him out. But she's mistaken. A real otaku would never judge someone for the things they love. That passion is their heart and soul, and this is what makes them otaku. His senpai told him that, and now he can tell her. And he's getting torn between supporting her and getting rid of her. She opens her bag and takes out a collection of DVDs, which Masamune thinks are adult movies, but Ririsa explains that they are cosroms, collections of cosplay photos and video. She says she wants to make one of her own, and Masamune cannot believe her words. He is really surprised with her confession, but he supports her. He asks her if she's okay with letting people see her wearing that kind of clothing. Ever since she was a kid, she always loved manga costumes and pictured herself wearing them, especially if they were cute and sexy. But she figured most people would look down on her, so she always kept it a secret. But then she went to her first cosplay event. She saw so many women wearing those costumes and talking about how hot their cosrooms were, and even though she was asked to leave because she was too young to be there, she realized that it's awesome when people openly pursue their passions and no one can stop them from doing what they love. That's why she's going to follow her passion and make a cosrom with Lilio. Masamune apologizes for freaking out earlier, and Ririsa thanks him for taking her seriously. She says that if he lets her join the club, she wants him to take pictures of her. He doesn't understand why she's asking him, but she says she wouldn't feel good about being alone with a stranger taking pictures of her. He barely knows how to use a camera, but she's new to this as well, so it's okay. All they need is passion, and she'd rather do this with someone who loves Lilio as well. When she went to the school to take her entrance exam, she saw the manga club room and Masamune gushing out for Lilio, so she feels like it was fate who brought them together. Masamune thinks about his old club buddies and how he was all alone now, so he lets her in. Cosplay is a big part of the manga world, so it would be great to have her as a member, and her cosplay plans will be part of club sanctioned activities. Ririsa is thrilled about it, and Masamune says she doesn't have to worry about him. Lilio is his waifu, so she can wear all the sexy outfits she wants. He guarantees he won't feel a thing for her. He sees that, despite her gender, she's a true otaku, and he feels that this year is gonna be another great one. But, as he says that, Ririsa starts taking off her clothes. She wants him to see one of the costumes she brought, but Masamune is worried because the room doesn't have curtains, and everyone could see them, so he puts a board in front of the window. He's freaking out because everything happened so fast, not because he's attracted to her, that's for sure. She finishes changing and tells him to look, but he wasn't ready for what he saw. He gets hit by a wave of hot girl power and flies away, thinking that he's seeing Lilio in the flesh, right in front of him. He can't believe what he's seeing, while Ririsa explains all the details about her costume. He tries to snap out of it, but then she shows him her panties, which, since they're part of the costume, is not weird at all, of course. She even turns around and shows him the panties from the back. Masamune can't take it anymore and passes out. He wakes up on Irisa's lap and she's worried about him. His waifu is 2D and he thinks 3D girls are disgusting, but 2.5D girls are, well, maybe he'll give them a try. The next day, he still can't believe he let Ririsa join the club, and he wonders if maybe he's in love with her, a filthy 3D girl. Ririsa enters the room and sees he's watching the OVA, which she never did before, so he starts telling her all about it. The animation is good and all, but what makes it a masterpiece is the attention to detail, especially on Lilio. Then, Ririsa finds a fighting game and they start playing, and Masamune is happy he found the perfect otaku buddy to hang out with. Ririsa suddenly pauses the game and catches a frame where they can see the character's panties. She says that whenever she sees a sexy outfit, she has to write down all the details, so that her cosplays are as realistic as possible. She wants people to think their favorite characters are brought to life right in front of them, and Masamune thinks that's what made him react to her the other day. He was just impressed with the quality of her cosplay. He's not in love with her. Ririsa gets super excited and wants to cosplay right away, so she starts stripping, and Masamune has to cover the window again. Embarrassed. He turns around and Ririsa is wearing a different costume today. He tries to hide his attraction to her and she asks him to start taking pictures. He doesn't know what he's doing and she just tells him to let his love for Lilio guide him. They prepare the room and she starts posing. They're both having a lot of fun with that, and Masamune thinks she's really cute. She changes into another costume and he takes more pictures. He shows her the pictures and she loves them. She could really put her passion for Lilio on her poses. It's getting late, so Ririsa is going to change back into her uniform. Masamune promised to not feel anything for her, and there's no going back. She's the coolest kohai he could have asked for, and he's gonna support her with the purest intentions. But the zipper on her shirt gets stuck, and she asks him to help her open it. He's really embarrassed, but he helps her anyway. He tugs the zipper so strongly it opens up right away, and he has to turn around so he doesn't see anything. She takes a step further to thank him, but she trips and falls, so Masamune has to hold her. He helps her get up and she thanks him, but he accidentally grabbed her big balloon, so he lets go in a flash and runs away from the room before she changes clothes. Before she leaves, she thinks that Masamune is stronger than he looks. She's getting red and her heart is racing fast, so she thinks that maybe she's coming up with a fever. Well, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so you won't miss anything new. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.